That rhythm and flow.
NBA 2K20 is the newest game in the well-established basketball series. If ball is your life, then you'll be thrilled at the amount of included detail in all the NBA teams.
Oh, absolutely. There's dozens of real players and teams that not only look incredibly lifelike, but come with a deep set of stats. It's pretty impressive how they've managed to capture all these real people and distill their skills into a bunch of numbers.
Totally. This is definitely a game for the stats lovers. There's an overwhelming amount of detail, with charts galore across all modes. The My GM mode, in which you play as a team's general manager, is particularly based on managing these stats.
Rad, I couldn't help but notice how unique your character model is here.
Oh yeah, everyone I made was terrifying. The realism with which people are rendered means that making them look a bit odd is even more uncomfortable. Unfortunately though, while some parts of the game look incredible, there's also some very badly animated and awkward moments.
Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye.
Goodbye.
Get it? Goodbye.
I also tried to use the mobile app to scan my face and put it on the main character in the My Career single-player mode, and am I that puffy in real life?
Y'all my team. We gonna grind together, guys. This is our time.
Rad, you know I love you, but don't ask questions you don't want answered. I absolutely take your point though, and I agree. I too found big gaps between areas with lots of detail and others where there was hardly any. You can customize so much in this game, but you can't make a single female character? I mean, surely that would be a more interesting addition than deciding what kind of hoops you want in My GM mode.
Oh, totally. But they have included a Wnba season this time, which is pretty cool. It's exciting to get to play as a women's team. There's also Blacktop, which is a street-style mode where you can play on a half-court. This is really handy to practice too, because the gameplay's the same, but having fewer players on the court gives you more space to breathe and think. So you can hone your skills to land those sick dunks. Of which I did not get very many because, Gem, I am bad at this game.
Oh, me too, Rad. Try as I might, I can't defend to save my life. The tutorial is a bit lacking. You can only look at individual moves, then practice those. But these are viewed through a ridiculous menu that has the name of the move taking up half the screen, while the video of what it actually is shown in a tiny box. As someone who isn't a basketball nerd, this wasn't helpful at all. I just wanted to be able to get a good grip of the controls.
Yeah, I didn't know what half the moves meant, and the tutorial didn't really make it any clearer. If you don't know basketball jargon, then you'll be looking up a lot of things because there's very little guidance. Gameplay also feels inconsistent, as it's hard to determine what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. For example, during drills, it didn't seem to matter how close I got to perfect timing, so my success felt pretty random.
Some modes do give you a bit of indication as to how you're doing, such as My Career and My Team, which gives you a rating and tells you when you've executed a move well or failed. It gives you a little bit of an idea, but doesn't tell you how to get better, which was what I was really craving.
The motion has been improved in 2K20, and some mechanics have been simplified for the better. But unless you've played previous NBA games, you may feel quite lost. Although you do get to do a few drills in the rather impressive My Career story mode.
Here you play as an up-and-coming rookie looking for his next big break. Characters are well fleshed out, and there's some beautifully rendered famous faces. The story is fairly cheesy, and you get team and sponsorship deals regardless of how terrible you are. But it's a good bit of fun.
The sponsorship and branding of the game is pretty full on though. I feel like I had more conversations with brand reps about which company to sign to than I did games of basketball. At times it just felt like a big ad.
Oh, and the microtransactions in some modes are full on. My Team basically feels like it exists to push microtransactions, having you buy player card packs to build a team that can be played against the computer or others online. While you can earn premium currency in-game, packs are so expensive that it feels set up to encourage you to spend a few dollars to save a lot of time.
And cards are randomized, so if there's a particular player that you want, you could be waiting a long time or spending a lot of money. Everything about this mode feels a bit like a casino to me, and I didn't like it.
Overall, I found that NBA 2K20 wasn't great for newcomers like me. It really needs a better way to teach all the new ballers all the ins and outs. So I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, I agree. I just wanted to jump in and enjoy playing some basketball, but it doesn't feel like the game gives me the opportunity to improve and learn. I'm giving it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens. You wanna play some real basketball?
Thought you never ask. Nope, nope. Shoot.